Hey everyone, welcome back to Jackson Talks. How you guys doing? I had a fantastic day today. Today was the last day of school before spring break, and I was able to get checked out. So, what I mean by checked out, I means I was able to go home. But anyways, I actually went to a career academy, what is it called? A career academy field trip, and it was really fun. I was able to make chocolate mousse, which I think is a French dessert. I don't know. And then when I also filmed a podcast, and that was a fake podcast, so that was pretty cool. But we're not going to be talking about that today. We're going to be talking about a probably my most favorite book series of all time. At least like my favorite childhood book series. I've loved this since I was like 9, 10, and it's just been one of my most favorite book series ever since. And that we're talking about Timmy Failure. Of course, I this is the prequel book that I am holding. I have the full collection, however, so I just don't have that book. Here it is right here, by the way. So the story synopsis for Timmy Failure is that Timmy Failure is a kid. I think he is in elementary school or middle school. I think elementary. I don't know. It's been a while since I reread the book series, but basically, Timmy Failure is a kid who wants to be a detective when he grows up and is a kid detective, or detective in quotation marks, and I'll explain that in a bit. But he pretends to be a detective. I had a phase where I wanted to be a detective. It's a thing, and he tries to be. He tries to solve mysteries and stuff, but the main takeaway for Timmy Failure is that he's really bad at being a detective, because even if there are substantial evidence pointing at this one person doing it, he would always blame it on his rival, I think, Susie? Something? I, something with an S. I don't really know. And yeah, that's pretty much it. He also has a companion named, how did I forget the name of the polar bear? He has best friends that accompany him sometimes, mostly throughout the series, like his friend Rolo Tukis, which is a weird name, but it's a thing with the characters, so. So that's basically the whole, synopsis of Timmy Failure. He basically goes on these adventures, per se, and it turns out to be a big mystery. And at the end of the day, he will always point it at someone that didn't even do it. He just blames it for hating on them, but yeah. So why do I like this series is that it's very creative with the way it tells its story, with Timmy Failure kind of being like an unreliable narrator, which I also do find really interesting because, in a similar way, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Greg Heffley, he's also a very unreliable narrator. Because, like, there are some things in the book that he tells that probably never really happened, and he's just that obsessed with himself in a type of way that he just tells fallacies just to make himself feel better, I guess. And it's in the same vein as Timmy Failure, except that Timmy doesn't really know what he's doing is wrong. He just thinks that this is true and he just goes for it, even though it's not true. So let's just say, alright, here. Let's just say Ares committed a murder, and there's the body of Obi-Wan right there. And Timmy sees this, and Ares is holding the disc that killed Obi-Wan, and then he points, that ain't him. It's this World War II, World War II? It's this Civil War minifig that did this. Doesn't make sense, even though the minifig is holding a gun. Wasn't the murder weapon. it's kind of like that. Even though that was a pretty stupid way of telling it, it's kind of like that. But it makes it a lot more funnier in a way because unlike other stories like Sherlock Holmes, you just see him do it perfectly and guess it correctly. And yes, the books are good. It doesn't really give it like tension or like gives it a kind of humorous style to it if you know what I mean. But that's pretty much why I like Timmy Failure. Um there is a lot to the story, but it's been a pretty long while since I read the book, so I might have to reread them again. But near the end of the book series, it kind of goes a lot deeper into Timmy's backstory with his parents and his divorced dad and stuff. And it's very heartwarming at the end. And I'm not going to spoil it. I recommend you go read these books because they're really funny. But you know, it does get pretty deep at the end of the book series. There's also the fact. Sorry about that. There was a scam call that hit me, which sucks, but it paused the recording, so we're just going to get back on track. So, anyways, there was a movie that was made back in, I think, around 2020, 2021-ish, maybe 2022. It was a book adaptation of at least the first, and the second books, maybe the third as well. I think there's also the third. I don't know. It's been, again, a long while since I've seen the movie, but Timmy Failure, Mistakes Were Made was a movie adaptation of the books that was released only on Disney Plus, and it's good. I used to watch that movie constantly when it released. It was like my number one favorite movie, or like my number one favorite book adaptation movie. The characters were just like in the books. The actors were good. The story was pretty good with them kind of mashing the stories, I think, 1 and 2 together, and it worked pretty flawlessly. The sets were really good. Everything was pretty good about the movie. I think there's like a couple of things that were there that kind of drug it down a bit, but it was an all-around great movie. And it also brought a bunch of that emotional heart that was from the end of the book series into the movie, which was really good too. And yeah, it's just a pretty phenomenal movie. But the sad thing is that according to, I think, Stephen Passis, the creator of the books, that there was going to be a sequel to the movie, and that never happened. Then they took the movie off Disney Plus because it was like just to get rid of it to make more money or make more space. I don't know. And it's only available on Prime Video, which sucks because my mom just got rid of Prime Video and I want to watch Invincible and stuff. But it's just kind of sad that the movie got that, the card that he was dealt with, or the movie was dealt with, because it didn't do that. It didn't do well. I wonder why. Oh, maybe it was because it was only released on a streaming service, huh? Yeah. The movie should have been released in theaters, first off, and it's just sad that it was only put, on Disney Plus. It could have been a way more thing. It could have been a phenomenon, or it could have been a flop. We don't know, but it just kind of sucks that happened to the Timmy Failure movie, and there's no DVD release at all, which also sucks. The same thing has happened to the movie Togo, which was a Disney Plus original movie that had was it Mel Gibson? I think it was William Dafoe. Either Mel Gibson or I think it was William Dafoe. And that's gone from Disney Plus as well, and I think you can only watch it on Prime Video now, which also sucks. But it's a similar situation that Timmy Failure is in, and it sucks that happened to the movie because it is a really good movie. Like, it perfectly captures the feeling of the books, which Wimpy Kid, the Diary of a Wimpy Kid did. It sucks that happened to Timmy Failure, the movie, and I find that pretty sad. I really miss the Timmy Failure books. I could reread them every time. I wish there were new books in the series, but honestly, it was a really good conclusion in the final books. The movie is great, though it does end on a cliffhanger, and that sucks. Probably because we'll never get a sequel. But yeah, that's pretty much it of what I really wanted to talk about Timmy Failure. This is going to be the final upload of the entire week. Because I have spring break next week, and I'm going to be on vacation in Florida and Louisiana. So that's basically going to take up all my time, which is good. I need a break with my family. But I hope you guys understand. You probably saw my last spring break update video, but if you just hadn't seen that video, there you go. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe as always, and I hope you have a blessed day. So, see ya.